What happens when a Hollywood star, known for her charm and relatability, opens up about something personal, only to see her honesty cost her a career opportunity? That's exactly what Rachel Bilson, best remembered for her breakout role as Summer Roberts on The OC, went through. And now, she's breaking her silence about just how much it impacted her life. Imagine landing a job you're excited about, being cast, and ready to step into that role. And then, suddenly, it gets taken away, all because of something you said while joking with friends. That's the reality Bilson faced. On a recent podcast, she revisited an ordeal that unfolded in 2023, when her candid comments about her bedroom preferences made headlines. And while she insists it was lighthearted banter, a very conservative company, as she describes it, didn't see the humor. Instead, they pulled her from the job, leaving her confused, frustrated, and, in her own words, baffled that this could happen in today's world. Rachel explained that it all started during a casual conversation on the Women on Top podcast. She was chatting with hosts Roxy Manning and Tammin Sursok, laughing and joking like girlfriends do. The topic turned to intimacy, and Rachel made a playful comment about liking to be manhandled. For her, it was just a cheeky remark, nothing scandalous, nothing graphic, just an off-the-cuff joke. But when that soundbite got picked up and circulated in the press, the context was lost. Stripped from the laughter and the casual tone of the conversation, the remark sounded bolder than intended. And that's when things spiraled. Soon after, Rachel revealed on her own Broad Ideas podcast that she had lost a job, an opportunity she had already been cast in, because the company wasn't comfortable with the way her comments came across. The revelation stunned her fans and left Rachel questioning how something so small could snowball into such a life-changing consequence. Looking back, Rachel admits she can see why some people might have taken the comment differently when it was pulled out of its original context. But she also believes that in this day and age, being punished for talking openly about sex, especially in a lighthearted, joking way, feels outdated. She told host Nicole Byer on the Why Won't You Date Me podcast that she immediately felt herself start to filter her words after that experience. Suddenly, she was second-guessing every sentence. If I say this, she thought, am I going to lose another job? Am I going to be judged? Am I going to be shamed? For someone whose career has always been built on authenticity and connection with her audience, that pressure to self-censor was a heavy burden. And it wasn't just about professional pride. Rachel made it clear that the job loss hit hard because she's a single mom. Every opportunity counts, every paycheck matters, and losing work for such a reason left her in tears. Rachel explained that she wasn't trying to shock anyone, nor was she sharing anything that millions of people don't also joke about in private. The difference was that she happened to be recorded, and once it hit the media, the framing made it sound like she was being inappropriate. She admitted that maybe her choice of language could have been softer, but she still stands by the fact that she did nothing wrong. I haven't said anything inappropriate, she insisted. If I could go back, maybe I'd phrase it differently, but I still wouldn't not say it. That honesty reflects her core belief. Women should be able to talk openly about their experiences without being punished. Yet the situation left her rattled. She described feeling judged, like she was suddenly branded for something trivial. And for Rachel, the hardest part was knowing her daughter was depending on her, and that a moment of candor had unexpectedly threatened her ability to provide. When she first shared the news of being fired back in 2023, Rachel's fans were outraged on her behalf. Social media lit up with support, with many people pointing out the double standards women face when talking about sex. If a man had made the same joke, would it have cost him his job? That question hung in the air, sparking broader conversations about workplace conservatism and the lingering stigma around female sexuality. Rachel admitted that the whole ordeal left her baffled because she believed society had moved further along. To her, it felt like proof that there are still companies uncomfortable with any public discussion of intimacy, especially coming from a woman. And while she acknowledged that she has to take responsibility for her words, she also wondered why openness and humor could be treated like liabilities in the first place. For Rachel, the bigger issue wasn't just her personal loss, but what it says about cultural double standards. Rachel's candidness also highlighted just how personal the stakes were for her. She wasn't simply worried about reputation. She was worried about real financial consequences. As a single mom raising her daughter, Briar Rose, whom she shares with actor Hayden Christensen, every project helps her keep life stable. "I cried," she confessed, when recalling the moment the job was taken away. She described feeling helpless, like she was being punished for something that shouldn't even be controversial. The irony, she pointed out, was that the conversation on the podcast was casual, playful, and not meant to be taken seriously. Yet the fallout was very real. That contrast between a lighthearted joke and a lost paycheck was what made the experience so painful. Rachel said it was the first time in her entire professional career that something she said off-script had cost her work, and that reality forced her to rethink how vulnerable honesty can make someone in the public eye. Despite the setback, Rachel refused to let the experience silence her completely. She admitted she became more cautious, but she also stressed that she doesn't want to live in fear of being authentic. Her career has always thrived on relatability. Fans love her because she feels like someone you could actually sit down and chat with over coffee. To suddenly erase that openness would be a loss not just for her, but for the people who connect with her honesty. And in a culture where podcasts and social media blur the lines between private conversations and public statements, Rachel's story became a cautionary tale. It showed how one lighthearted comment can snowball into headlines, judgment, and very real consequences. Yet through it all, she's remained resilient. She acknowledges the sting of losing that job, but she also holds on to her conviction that joking about intimacy shouldn't be treated as taboo in 2025, or in any year for that matter. Rachel's reflection on the ordeal is both sobering and inspiring. It's sobering because it shows that even in an era of supposed progress, honesty can still carry a price, especially for women. But it's inspiring because Rachel never backed down from her truth. She admitted she might choose her words more carefully next time. Yet she also made it clear she would not erase her voice. She reminded listeners that she was simply speaking candidly, laughing with friends, and being herself. And if that cost her a job, then maybe the issue wasn't her at all. It was the culture of the company that couldn't handle it. For fans, Rachel's resilience is a reminder of the importance of authenticity. She's proof that vulnerability doesn't mean weakness. It means being brave enough to share who you are, even when the world doesn't always welcome it. And that, perhaps, is why people continue to root for her long after the OC.